Hello everyone, welcome you back to the science class. I hope you all are doing good. So children, as you all know that we have successfully completed our previous chapter, that is getting to know plants. Yes, so today in this video we are going to start with something new. I mean to say the new chapter. Okay, but before that you need to look one small activity in order to understand the name of the chapter. Clear? So you see, I'm standing now here, alright, and then I want to pick up that textbook or I want to take that marker pen. So now how I will get it? Okay, you need to observe it very minutely. I'm standing here, I repeat once again, I'm standing here and I want that textbook. So just observe what I'm going to do. After that, I'll ask you something. So now you see students, I am holding this pen, okay, marker pen. I want this textbook, so I took this book. Clear? So now in these two activities, in the small two actions, what you have observed? You have observed that I picked up this book with my hands. I took this marker pen with my hands. So now my question is that the pen was lying like this before, okay? I stretched my hand in this manner, then again I moved towards here and then I picked up this pen in this manner, alright? And now the pen is in my grip. Now you need to tell me what are those things, or rather what has helped me to pick up this pen. I'm holding this pen in front of you. I have done some kind of action. Rather, my hands have moved. My hands have moved to pick up this pen. Clear? I'm holding it very nicely in front of you and I'm rotating it. I'm able to hold it in this way. So what is helping me to do all this kind of things? Will you be able to say that? Yes, you are right. These are nothing but the bones and muscles which are present inside the body. That has helped me to pick up this pen. Rather, you can say the types of different joints which are present inside the body has helped me to pick up this pen. So in this chapter, we are going to discuss about the different types of movement. Alright, the different types of movement means the body movement. Holding, okay, then writing, that's an action, alright, then keeping this is also one action. So different types of body movement, blinking of eyes, a kind of body movement. Yes, playing, running, all those different types of body movement we have seen, rather we are doing that. Okay, so now I hope you have understood which chapter we are going to start. We are going to start with a new chapter, that is body movement. Alright. So now again you look, this is the book I am holding. Now I want to keep this book somewhere. So if I wish to keep this book over the table, on the table, then what I will do? I will put it like this. I am keeping it. Okay. So what I have done? My body has moved. Yes. I am doing the work with the help of my hands. Okay, so this is called a kind of movement. So in this chapter, you will understand what is movement and what is locomotion. Okay, locomotion and movement, these are the two different terms. Clear? Movement is something like changing of position of the body. I was standing like that. I wish to pick that book. So I turned, I moved around this way, I turned and then I took the book like this. So the position of my body has got changed. So that is called movement. So dear students, today in this session we shall be discussing the new chapter, body movement. But before that, let's look the objectives. So children, as we have just discussed now, we will be discussing about body movement. Okay, so here on this slide you can see the different types of movement, okay, like bending, lifting, carrying, kneeling, holding, punching, picking up, leap, jump, dive, pull, push, run, clap, laugh, dance, break, sit, jog, run, march, wave, cartwheel, open, drag. So these children, these are the different types of body movement. Okay, so here we are going to discuss about the different body movement, and I have made you understand what is the meaning of movement. It's nothing but the changing of the position of the body. Alright, so before we start, let's look the objectives. So the objectives are to make the students understand about different types of body movement, types of joints, skeleton, cartilage, muscles, gait of animals. Clear? So before we get into the depth of this chapter, I would like to give a small chapter preview, what all things we shall be discussing in this chapter. Then we will move on to the different topics. So dear students, as the name suggests, the chapter is all about different body movement and about different types of joints. Okay, the different types of joints which helps us to move our body differently in different directions depending on the need. Okay, then we shall be discussing about skeleton, the framework of our body. Okay, its function. Then cartilages. Then we shall discuss about muscles, the working of muscle, and gait of animals, means the locomotion in different animals. Clear? So let's start. Introduction. There are various kinds of movement that we observe in our day-to-day activities. Yes, movement of hands while playing, skipping and doing exercise, blinking of our eyes, movement of leg while walking and running. So children, every now and then we do some work. Okay, we used to move. By merely standing in one place, we cannot do our work. We have to somehow move. Alright, so there are different examples of movement. So you can see movement of hands while playing, while skipping, doing some exercise, blinking of our eyes, movement of leg while walking and running. We are able to bend and rotate our body in place where two bones are joined together, due to which we can move our hands, fingers, neck, leg in different directions. So it means that it is because of the presence of some joints which are there inside our body that helps us to move our body, our hands, our legs, our fingers, neck in different direction. I mean to say, the main, the vital role, okay, the vital role is played by this different kind of joints which are present in our body. These are only the joints which helps us to move, rather to do different types of work. So in this chapter, we will learn about these joints present in human body and how it works. Types of joints in human body. So you see children, in the human body, we find different types of joints. But before discussing about the types of joints, we need to know what is the meaning of joint. Okay, so the joint is an area, or it's a point where two bones meet. Okay, the bones present in our body form a framework. This framework is called skeleton. So I hope you all are aware of what is skeleton. So skeleton is nothing but the framework. Okay, it's the framework. The bones present in our body form a framework. This framework is called skeleton. This framework is necessary to support many organs present in our body. Because of this framework, we can stand still, can walk, can run, and can do various physical activities. So you see, this framework, that is the skeleton, is very important, that it helps in doing different types of activities. You can consider the no, it helps while we stand, it helps while we walk, even it helps when we run. Means the skeleton, as it comprises of different types of bones and different joints, so depending on the need of different work, okay, the skeleton, it sometimes bend, it sometimes stretched, so means it helps in doing different physical activities. Each part of our body has different work, so the structure of bones and joints present is also different from one another. You can observe this by feeling your hands, legs, ankle, knee, head and neck. So it is 100% true that each part of our body has different work. So due to this kind of variation, the structure of bones and the joints present is also different from one another. Okay, so that particular thing we can observe by feeling our hands, legs, ankle, knee, head and neck. So here, if suppose we will compare, okay, suppose we will compare the joint which are present in the shoulder, okay, that is different as the joint which are present in the skull. Okay, so both the work of means the work is different as per the knee. So ball and socket joint we shall be discussing little later. So that joint, it helps in the movement in all the direction, whereas the bones which are present in the skull bones, okay, they don't move, they are fixed. So we can say that different body parts, each part of our body is different, means they perform different work. So the structures of bones and joints present is also different from one another. Okay. So now let's discuss about the different types of joints. So there are 4 different types of joints present in the human body: ball and socket joint, pivotal joints, hinge joints and fixed joints. So children, as I have told you that in this chapter we are going to discuss about different types of joints. Okay, so let's understand what are the different types of joint. So the different types of joints are ball and socket joint. Okay, as the name suggests, ball and socket joint means there will be one bone which would have a round ending like this, and another bone would be of cup shaping. So these two bones will fix with each other like this. So this is a ball and socket joint. Is that clear? And this ball and socket joint, it is present in the shoulder and in the hip region. So this this bone, this joint, it helps us to move our hands in all the direction. You see, I am very nicely able to move my hand. It is because of the ball and socket joint. So let's understand the meaning. Ball and socket joint. This is the type of joint in which ball-shaped surface of one bone fitted into the hollow space of another bone, also called socket. So you see children, as the name suggests, ball and socket joint. Definitely this joint will have one bone ending in the form of a ball, and the another another bone would act as a socket. Okay, as the name suggests. So what happens in this kind of joint, the ending of one bone is somewhat round, ball shaped, and the another ending of the another bone, it is somewhat a cup like structure in which the ball shaped ending of the bone joint. Okay, so they join with each other, they get fixed up. The round ending get fixed up into the cup shaped ending of the another joint. So in this type of joint, movement can be done in all the directions, for example shoulder joint and hip joint. So this type of joint, it is present in the shoulder joint and hip joint, and which helps in the movement in all the direction. If suppose you move your hand, alright, you will able to move in all the direction. That is because of the presence of this ball and socket joint in your shoulder. Now next is pivotal joint. Okay. Now what is this pivotal joint? So pivotal joint, somewhere it lies here in the neck region, which helps us to move the back and forth motion like this, okay? Down and up and sideways. So this is the pivotal joint which you get in the neck region. Now what is this pivotal joint? You can see the picture at the side, okay? Pivotal joints allow for rotation, twisting, extension and flexibility. This is the joint where our neck joins head and allow the movement of forward, backward, left and right direction. So that particular reason is the pivotal joint. It is more of a like a cylindrical bone moving in a ring. So that is a pivotal joint. Next is the hinge joint. Okay, it is just like the hinge. You will find this in this elbow. So you see the movement would be always like this. Rather when we walk at that time also the movement will be to and fro, back and forth. So that is hinge joint. Clear? Let's understand. Next is the hinge joint. Okay. Next joint is the hinge joint. Hinge joint are found between the two or more than two bones where we need back and forth movement. Now what is this back and forth movement? This is front and back, front and back. So back and forth movement. Okay, for example, knees, elbows, ankle joint. Okay, so this type of joints we find in knees, elbows, ankle. Okay, so this is called hinge joint. The next is fixed joint. So now what are these fixed joint? Okay, as the name suggests, fixed joint means, as the name says, this type of joints are called fixed because it does not move in any direction. For example, bones present in your head, also called skull bone, which does not move. You can observe by moving your jaw, but you cannot move your upper part of mouth because it is fixed. So fixed joint are the joints those which we cannot move. Alright. So the example is given of the bones which is present in our head, that is called the skull bone, which the skull bone cannot move. Okay, can you see the picture at the side? So fixed joints present in skull. So children, at the end, let's summarize what all we have discussed. We discussed today different types of movements and types of joint. So I think today this much is enough for you all. So thank you so much for listening to me. Stay safe, stay healthy. See you all in the next class.